This picture has deceived millions of people, and it's true. But the truth is that there is an island in the world where there are many more snakes. Today I will show you it and other most dangerous islands in the world. Imagine an island so deadly that stepping foot on it feels like entering a real-life horror movie. That's Snake Island, or Ilha da Queimada Grande, located off the coast of Brazil. This small, rocky island, about 93 miles from Sao Paulo, might look like a tropical paradise at first glance, but it hides a chilling secret. It's home to one of the densest populations of snakes in the world. Not just any snakes, these are golden lancehead vipers, a species so venomous that their bite can cause severe bleeding, organ failure, and even death within hours. The golden lancehead is found nowhere else on Earth, and over thousands of years it has evolved to thrive in this isolated habitat. There's estimated to be 1 snake per square yard on the island. Yes, you read that right, per square yard. The golden lancehead's venom is 5 times more potent than that of its mainland relatives, a necessity for hunting birds that stop by during migration. Once bitten, the birds don't stand a chance. Locals tell tales of snakes dropping from trees and striking anyone who gets too close. Even the Brazilian Navy has declared the island off-limits to visitors, allowing only a few carefully monitored researchers to set foot on its treacherous shores. What makes Snake Island even more fascinating is how it has remained untouched by human development. Its isolation has preserved an environment so unique and so terrifying that it feels almost otherworldly. If the thought of thousands of venomous snakes isn't enough to give you chills, consider this. The snakes aren't the only danger. The rugged cliffs and unpredictable weather make it a perilous destination even for the brave scientists who study its ecosystem. From venomous snakes to razor-sharp teeth, the Farallon Islands take us to a new kind of danger. Located just 30 miles off the coast of San Francisco, these rocky islands are notorious for their population of great white sharks. The cold waters around the Farallons are a feeding ground for these apex predators, drawn by the abundance of seals and sea lions. These creatures of the deep aren't just passing through, they're here to hunt. What makes these islands so perilous isn't just the sharks. The jagged terrain and unpredictable currents add an extra layer of risk. Divers and researchers venturing into these waters face the very real threat of shark encounters. The area's nickname, Devil's Teeth, comes from the sharp, tooth-like rocks that have claimed countless ships over the years. It's no surprise that the waters here have earned a reputation as one of the most dangerous marine environments in the world. And let's not forget the eerie fog that often blankets the islands, amplifying their ominous aura. Despite their dangers, the Farallons play a vital role in marine research, with scientists studying the sharks to better understand their behavior. But for most people, even the idea of getting close to these waters is enough to send shivers down their spines. The Farallon Islands are a stark reminder of how unforgiving nature can be, and how small we truly are in its midst. From the chilling waters of the Pacific, we shift to the smoldering heart of Fogo Island, part of the Cape Verde archipelago. Dominated by the active Pico de Fogo volcano, this island is a ticking time bomb. At over 9,200 feet, the volcano looms over the island, its eruptions having reshaped the landscape repeatedly. The most recent eruption in 2014 displaced entire communities and left behind a trail of destruction. Life on Fogo Island is a gamble. The fertile volcanic soil attracts settlers who grow vineyards and crops, but every day they live under the threat of another eruption. The danger isn't just in the lava flows, which can engulf entire villages, but also in the toxic gases released during eruptions. Even the ground can betray you here. Earthquakes often precede volcanic activity, adding to the unease of life on the island. What makes Fogo Island so unique is the resilience of its people. They rebuild and adapt after every eruption, clinging to their homes and livelihoods despite the dangers. But the volcano's unpredictability is a constant reminder that nature's power cannot be tamed. For visitors, the breathtaking views come with an underlying sense of trepidation, beauty and danger intertwined in every moment. From fiery volcanoes, we head north to a barren stretch of sand in the North Atlantic Sable Island. Known as the Graveyard of the Atlantic, this crescent-shaped island lies about 190 miles southeast of Nova Scotia. Its claim to infamy? Over 350 shipwrecks lured to their doom by hidden sandbars and relentless storms. For centuries, sailors dreaded these waters, where unpredictable weather and shifting sands made navigation a nightmare. What adds to Sable Island's danger is its isolation. Once stranded here, survivors faced a harsh environment with no natural freshwater sources and little food. Today the island is home to wild horses believed to be descendants of shipwrecked livestock. These resilient creatures roam the dunes, adding an eerie beauty to the desolate landscape. Sable Island may now be protected as a national park, but its dangers remain. The treacherous waters surrounding it still pose risks for ships and researchers visiting the island. And while the shipwrecks tell tales of maritime misfortune, they also serve as a haunting reminder of nature's unforgiving hand. On Sable Island, survival has always been about endurance and luck, and even today its reputation as a perilous place remains well-earned. Nestled off the coast of Naples, Gaiola Island seems like an idyllic getaway at first glance. Two small islets connected by a thin stone bridge, surrounded by turquoise waters, it's a scene straight out of a postcard, but looks can be deceiving. Locals believe Gaiola Island is cursed, and its eerie history backs up the claim. Over the years, a string of misfortunes has plagued its owners, from sudden deaths to financial ruin. The danger isn't just superstition. The waters around Gaiola can be treacherous, with unpredictable currents making it a risky spot for swimmers. Moreover, the abandoned villa on the island adds to its ghostly allure. Rumored to have been used for dark rituals in the past, the building now stands as a crumbling relic, amplifying the sense of unease. Even those who don't believe in curses can't deny the island's unsettling atmosphere. Despite its ominous reputation, Gaiola Island attracts curious adventurers and thrill-seekers eager to uncover its secrets. But whether the danger lies in supernatural forces or simply in human folly, the island's mystique continues to draw and repel visitors in equal measure. It's a place where beauty and mystery collide, leaving an impression that lingers long after you've left its shores. A short distance from Venice lies Poveglia Island, a place so steeped in tragedy that it's often called the Island of the Dead. Used as a quarantine station during the Black Death, thousands of plague victims were brought here to die, their bodies burned in massive pits. Later, the island housed an asylum where disturbing experiments were said to have taken place. Today it's abandoned, but its sinister reputation remains. Poveglia's dangers go beyond its chilling history. The dilapidated buildings are structurally unstable, with crumbling walls and overgrown vegetation creating a hazardous environment. Exploring the island isn't just spooky, it's physically risky. And then there's the psychological impact. Many visitors report feeling an oppressive, uneasy presence, as if the island's grim past is etched into its very soil. Despite its dark history, Poveglia holds an undeniable allure for ghost hunters and history buffs. It's a stark reminder of humanity's darkest moments frozen in time. The island may be off-limits to the public, but its legend continues to grow, making it one of the most infamous and dangerous places in Italy. Shifting to the southern hemisphere, Fraser Island in Australia might look like paradise with its endless beaches and lush rainforests, but it's a predator's playground. The island is home to a host of natural dangers, starting with its infamous dingo population. While these wild dogs may look harmless, they've been known to attack humans when provoked or searching for food. The risks don't end there. Fraser Island's waters hide a variety of threats, including venomous jellyfish and strong rip currents that can easily sweep swimmers out to sea. The inland areas are no safer, with venomous snakes and spiders lurking in the undergrowth. Even the sand itself poses a danger. Soft patches can act like quicksand, trapping unsuspecting hikers. What makes Fraser Island so deceptive is its beauty. Tourists are drawn to its crystal-clear lakes and towering sand dunes, often underestimating the hazards. But here, nature reigns supreme, and complacency can quickly lead to disaster. Fraser Island serves as a vivid reminder that even the most stunning locations can be fraught with peril, if you're not paying attention. Few places on Earth remain as untouched and as dangerous as North Sentinel Island. Located in the Bay of Bengal, this small island is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. The Sentinelese have fiercely resisted any outside contact for thousands of years, attacking anyone who dares to approach. This isolation isn't just a matter of choice, it's survival. Lack of immunity to common diseases makes any contact with the outside world potentially lethal for them. But the real danger lies in how the island enforces its isolation. Stories abound of visitors, both accidental and intentional, who have been met with a hail of arrows. The Indian government has declared the island off-limits, but even strict policies can't stop the occasional adventurer from tempting fate. In 2018, a missionary who tried to make contact was killed, a grim reminder of the risks involved. North Sentinel isn't dangerous because of its geography or wildlife, but because of the cultural and physical barriers that keep it closed off. For most, it's a place best admired from a safe distance, a rare glimpse of a world that modern society has left behind. Isolation takes on a whole new meaning when we move from the Bay of Bengal to the chilly shores of Scotland. Grunard Island, a small desolate patch of land off the Scottish coast, carries a grim legacy as the site of one of history's most dangerous experiments. During World War II, the British government tested biological warfare by releasing anthrax spores on the island. The goal was to study its potential as a weapon, but the results were catastrophic. The anthrax spores contaminated the soil so thoroughly that the island was declared uninhabitable for decades. Attempts to decontaminate it involved soaking the ground in formaldehyde and removing tons of contaminated soil. It wasn't until 1990 that the island was declared safe, but the stigma remains. Visiting Grunard today might not pose an immediate health risk, but the psychological weight of its history lingers. The barren, windswept landscape serves as a haunting reminder of humanity's capacity for destruction. From the self-imposed isolation of the Sentinelese to the forced isolation of Grunard, these places show how both culture and science can leave indelible marks on the land. From the windswept shores of Scotland, we journey to the volcanic peaks of Miyakojima in Japan, where the air itself is a silent threat. Located in the Izu archipelago, this island is part of a volcanic chain that frequently reminds residents of its presence. In the year 2000, a massive eruption of Mount Oyama forced the evacuation of the island's entire population. Even after the lava flows stopped, the danger remained. High levels of toxic sulfur dioxide gas made the air unbreathable for years. When residents were finally allowed to return, life had fundamentally changed. Gas masks became an essential part of daily life, with warning sirens and air quality monitors constantly reminding everyone of the island's fragility. Visitors to Miyakojima are required to carry gas masks as well, a stark symbol of how nature continues to dictate the terms of life here. The eerie contrast between the island's lush landscapes and its invisible dangers makes Miyakojima a place of constant tension. Unlike Grunard, where the contamination was man-made, Miyakojima is a reminder that nature itself can be both breathtaking and deadly. Moving from toxic air to radioactive ruins, Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands holds a chilling legacy of nuclear testing. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States conducted 23 nuclear tests here, turning this remote atoll into a desolate wasteland. The most infamous test, Castle Bravo, was 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, leaving the island irradiated and uninhabitable. What makes Bikini Atoll especially haunting is its appearance. On the surface, it looks like a serene tropical paradise with turquoise lagoons and swaying palm trees. But beneath this facade lies a radioactive graveyard. The soil is still contaminated, making agriculture impossible, and radiation levels remain unsafe for permanent habitation. Even the marine life in the surrounding waters has absorbed traces of the fallout. Today, Bikini Atoll is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of nuclear weapons. Though a handful of divers visit to explore the sunken ships from the tests, it's far from a tourist destination. The atoll's haunting beauty is a testament to how humanity's actions can permanently scar even the most remote corners of the Earth. From a man-made catastrophe, we turn to the natural isolation of Bouvet Island, a place so remote it's often called the most inaccessible island in the world. Located in the South Atlantic Ocean, nearly 1,000 miles from Antarctica, and over 1,600 miles from South Africa, Bouvet Island is an icy, volcanic desert that's completely uninhabited. The island's dangers begin with its geography. Sheer cliffs and glaciers make landing nearly impossible, and its harsh weather, strong winds, freezing temperatures, and constant fog, adds to the challenge. There's almost no vegetation, and wildlife is limited to seals and seabirds clinging to its inhospitable shores. In 1964, a mysterious lifeboat was found abandoned on the island, sparking theories and speculation about how it got there and what happened to its occupants. Bouvet Island's desolation is its defining feature. It's a place few have dared to visit, and even fewer have survived to describe. Unlike Bikini Atoll, whose dangers are a result of human interference, Bouvet is a natural fortress, keeping the world at bay with its icy grip. Heading east from Bouvet, we arrive at Hard Island, a volcanic gem in the southern Indian Ocean. This remote Australian territory is dominated by Big Ben, an active volcano that's often shrouded in snow and ice. The island is a paradox, a place where fire and ice coexist, creating a landscape as dangerous as it is captivating. What makes Herd Island so perilous isn't just the volcano, though its eruptions are unpredictable and violent. The surrounding glaciers pose their own risks, with crevasses hidden beneath the snow, ready to swallow unsuspecting explorers. Add to that the brutal weather, with high winds, freezing temperatures and frequent storms, and it's clear why this island is rarely visited. Yet, for all its dangers, Herd Island is a sanctuary for wildlife, including seals, penguins and seabirds. Its isolation has kept it relatively untouched by human activity, making it a vital spot for scientific research. But even scientists tread carefully here. Herd Island is not just a challenge for the body, it's a test of endurance and respect for nature's raw power. Let's start with a road trip, if you're brave enough. Bolivia's youngest road, ominously nicknamed the Death Road, stretches 40 miles through the Andes, and is considered one of the most dangerous drives in the world. This harrowing route begins in the high-altitude city of La Paz and descends into the lush Amazon rainforest, but the breathtaking views come with life-threatening risks. The road is narrow, often no wider than 10 feet in some places, and it hugs cliffs that plunge over 2,000 feet. Add in blind corners, landslides, and no guardrails, and you've got a recipe for disaster. During the rainy season, the dirt road turns into a slippery mess, with mudslides washing out entire sections. In drier months, the choking dust kicked up by vehicles can obscure visibility, creating a new set of challenges. Yet, despite the risks, Youngest Road still draws adrenaline-seeking cyclists and daring travelers. For locals, it's a necessary lifeline, as it connects remote villages to the bustling city. But even the most experienced drivers treat this route with respect. One mistake can be fatal. The Death Road is a chilling reminder of how nature and infrastructure clash, leaving humans to navigate the perilous balance. Now, let's journey to the blistering heat of Ethiopia's Danakil Depression, home to the Dalol geothermal field, a place so inhospitable it feels like another planet. Situated over 400 feet below sea level, this sulfuric wasteland is one of the hottest inhabited areas on Earth, with temperatures regularly exceeding 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The landscape is surreal, a riot of yellows, greens, and reds formed by acidic springs, sulfur deposits, and mineral-laden pools. It's beautiful in its alien-like appearance, but don't let that fool you. This place is as deadly as it is mesmerizing. Toxic gases like sulfur dioxide fill the air, making it hard to breathe without protective gear. The ground itself is unstable, with thin crusts that can collapse underfoot, plunging you into scalding, acidic waters. Even bacteria struggle to survive here, making it one of the most extreme environments on the planet. Despite its hostility, the Dalol geothermal field attracts adventurers and scientists, drawn by its uniqueness and its resemblance to Mars-like conditions. For visitors, every step is a gamble, as the land can betray you at any moment. The Dalol field is a stark reminder of Earth's raw, untamed power, beautiful yet completely unforgiving. Switching from searing heat to dizzying depths, we arrive at Peru's Colca Canyon, one of the world's most awe-inspiring natural wonders. Twice as deep as the Grand Canyon, this Peruvian marvel plunges over 13,000 feet into the earth, creating a breathtaking landscape of rugged cliffs and steep valleys. But its beauty hides significant danger. The canyon's remote trails are treacherous, with narrow, crumbling paths that can send a hiker tumbling down its unforgiving walls. Landslides are common, especially during the rainy season, and weather can shift from calm to life-threatening in minutes. For those daring enough to hike into the canyon, the challenges are both physical and mental. The descent is tough, but the ascent is even harder, requiring stamina and careful navigation of rocky terrain. Yet, those who make the journey are rewarded with incredible sights: condors gliding effortlessly on thermal currents, ancient terraces built by the Inca, and remote villages that seem untouched by time. The Colca Canyon is more than a test of endurance. It's a humbling experience that reveals the sheer scale and power of nature. But it's not a place to be taken lightly. One misstep here could easily be your last. Standing at 28,251 feet, K2, straddling the Pakistan-China border, is the second highest mountain in the world. and arguably the deadliest. Known as the Savage Mountain, it has claimed the lives of 1 out of every 4 climbers who have attempted its summit. Unlike Everest, which has well-established routes and relative accessibility, K2 is a brutal test of endurance, skill, and sheer willpower. Its steep, icy slopes, unpredictable weather, and frequent avalanches make every step a gamble with death. What sets K2 apart is its relentless difficulty. The technical climbing required is extreme, with climbers often battling vertical rock faces coated in ice. The bottleneck, a notorious section near the summit, is a narrow, perilous passage lined with unstable ice seracs that can collapse without warning. Adding to the danger is the lack of oxygen at such altitudes, leaving climbers in the infamous death zone, where the human body begins to shut down. K2's reputation is legendary, and its dangers are well documented. Only the most experienced climbers dare to take it on, and even they are often forced to turn back. For those who reach the summit, the achievement comes at great risk, and often, with the lives of those who didn't make it serving as grim reminders along the way. Shifting from towering peaks to a more modest elevation, Mount Washington in New Hampshire might not seem dangerous at first glance. At just 6,288 feet, it's far from the tallest mountain in the world. But don't let its size fool you. Mount Washington is infamous for its extreme and unpredictable weather. The mountain once held the world record for the highest wind speed ever recorded on land, 231 miles per hour. Combined with sub-zero temperatures and heavy snowfall, this creates a deadly combination for hikers and climbers. The summit is known for rapid weather changes that can catch even the most prepared off guard. A sunny morning can quickly turn into a blizzard, with whiteout conditions making navigation nearly impossible. The wind chill can drop temperatures to lethal levels, causing frostbite and hypothermia in minutes. Even the experienced Mount Washington Observatory staff emphasize how treacherous the conditions can be. Despite the risks, Mount Washington attracts thousands of visitors every year, drawn by its rugged beauty and the challenge it presents. But the mountain has little patience for mistakes. For those who underestimate it, the consequences can be fatal. It's a reminder that danger isn't always measured by height. Sometimes it's in the fury of the elements. From icy peaks to tropical heat, the Amazon rainforest in South America offers a very different kind of peril. Spanning over 2.1 million square miles, this dense jungle is home to some of the most diverse and dangerous wildlife on Earth. Hidden beneath its lush canopy are venomous snakes like the fer de lance, jaguars stalking in the shadows, and poisonous dart frogs that can kill with a single touch. It's not just the animals, though. The rainforest itself can be a trap, with disorienting pathways and dense vegetation making it easy to get lost. The Amazon's rivers are just as treacherous, harboring piranhas, electric eels, and the infamous candiru, a parasitic fish with a reputation for targeting unwary swimmers. The heat and humidity create a breeding ground for disease-carrying mosquitoes, spreading malaria and dengue fever. And if that's not enough, the constant threat of flash floods and landslides makes navigating this wilderness even more hazardous. Despite these dangers, the Amazon is a source of fascination and wonder. Its sheer size and biodiversity have made it a critical region for scientific research and conservation. But for those who venture into its depths unprepared, the Amazon's beauty can quickly turn into a fight for survival. It's a stark reminder of nature's duality, stunningly beautiful, yet undeniably unforgiving. That's about it. Write in the comments which place seemed the most dangerous to you. For more useful information, watch other videos.